Hey, Eskies. So let's look at this game again, looking at it from an alumni perspective. So over here, Ryan dropped off to take up field, but if we look at who has it right now, Blissey has it and throws it back to Pat. And so if you're Ryan, you don't want it to go back to Ryan. You don't want it to go back to Pat. You want to keep it with Blissey. And then something interesting over here, you see that Arian is following this player, and they go up the break side like they should. But Arian goes through the open side, which clogs up the path, takes away the cut, which is good. And then if you watch Julius, Julius really prevents the break side throw.
Until I'm gone, you gotta let take your clothes off. During school hours. You gotta let take your clothes off.
So we have Nikki
Until I'm
doing an in
gone,
cut right here.
you gotta let take your clothes off. During school hours.
So one issue with Nikki's cut is that she does a really rounded cut. And that's a little bit easier to stick with than if it was a sharper cut. So although Nikki usually uses her speed to get past her person,
You gotta let
that
take your
rounded
clothes
cut
off.
isn't able to thing, and it
During
looks like it
school
was just a
hours.
miss. I think it was just a drop. I don't think it was a matter of the cut because she was still able to use her athleticism to get past. So over there, you see Arian and Julius setting up kind of a wall, making sure that they can't throw up the field, but that really allows this handler domination. Luckily for us, wasn't able to be caught. So over here, Arian went to pick it up so that he could get it to Julius quickly. But it was shut down. Julius, you should be cutting straight up the field to punish JP's momentum going this way. And then this hammer attempt was a good hammer attempt. So this hammer attempt is a good one because when you throw a hammer, here's our field, the hammer travels in this path. So that means you could only throw a hammer when someone is cutting this way. The issue with throwing a hammer when someone is traveling the other way, let's say someone is running this way, if you throw a hammer, it runs away from them. We want it to always run into, when we curve the frisbee, we want it to curve into the cut, not away from the cut. So this is a good example of a hammer that makes sense.
Don't do it. Okay, next is three.
Okay, you see Julius taking away that upline. Here goes the tie shoe though.
So one, two, and we'll keep either a Athena or a blessing. Okay? And then you're on the next one.
So over there, Ryan was on the right side, but it wasn't able to, because of the throw, couldn't do too much. Kayla started running up the field just in case they catch that. Same thing with Nicole, now you're behind the play. And Arian's a pretty good example of someone poaching that lane from the handler position. You could really see him trying to jump that lane over here. So if we're watching him, he's trying to stay close, he's being aware, but he's inching in, looking to help. Okay, so let's see how Nicole sets that up. So Nicole, right over here, I like I like using this. Nicole over here is setting up at the back, and no one's on her, so she goes free for that cut, is able to catch it, dumps it back to Julius. How did Julius get there? So Julius was going up the line, and then as the handler follows through, oh, how do I get rid of these? And then who has next cuts?
Nicole kind of makes me think of like
Yeah, a great swing,
Joanne.
but unfortunately, Julius stumbles out of his cut.
Joanne.
So over here, we're gonna ignore the fact that Nicole fell and just look at the continuation cut. So she's looking to. So you could see that she tried to set a move up. So
Joanne.
she's here. She's watching. She sets a move by pretending to go open side. Shifts Joanne. Joanne gives her back. Nicole takes it and creates separation, but unfortunately takes a bit of a tumble. But the timing of that is a little bit off because the frisbee's still in the air. Julius doesn't have it. So if she continued to run, she'd be there too early. Ideally, Nicole sets that up a little bit later. And then we have Sophia doing the same thing, but she pretended to go break side and then went to the open side. So we see Sophia over here. She comes break side, runs to the open side, gets the frisbee. Just putting those little moves helps quite a bit. And then Arian kind of jogs into place, which doesn't do much. And also, he's too early. Sophia doesn't have it yet. Now he has to clear out. Luckily, he gets it because the defender doesn't press him too hard. And then, unfortunately, we can't see how Nikki set this up. But Nikki has always been a really good in cutter. She times it well. She finds good space and attacks it hard. And usually, um, has been known for catching it at a high percentage. Unfortunately, this one's out.
She came to ultimate. Okay, so for boys, Emmanuel.
So Arian got broken here. We can't let that happen. Brian is trusting Arian not to get broken.
Okay, Emmanuel. Vincent.
Yeah, film her though. Actually.
Okay, so let's look at Keith's cut. So Keith cut
Actually.
from. We don't have a great stack right now, but Keith is over here. It looks like he is number 4, and he cuts from. He goes around the break side and then cuts to the open side, doing a bit of a curl cut. That works out.
Give! Give why?
But then this throw doesn't make sense. Last episode, I was talking about I think JP and Pat doing a throw that comes up
Give why?
needlessly like this. It just had to be up He just had to lead it and have it always catchable. But how did Matthew continue off the ball?
Keith, why?
So you see Matthew over there. As soon as Keith catches it, so Keith is over here, frisbee's up. You see Keith about to catch it, and here's Matthew set timing off. Nikki did an in cut; she has to clear out now, and you could see Matthew really driving, and we just had to put it into space. We didn't have to throw that hit like that.
Keith, why? Oh! Patrick! Yeah, the gloves are for what, Matthew? Patrick! Yeah, Patrick! Yeah, the gloves are for what?
So over here, I'm not sure why.
Oh! Patrick! Oh! Keith, why?
So let's look at this real quick. Um, I never noticed this last time. This will be focused a little bit on the others. But remember how I said JP immediately left Eugene to go up the
Keith,
field
why?
and then followed? Look, he's following, he's following, he's following. Look where Eugene is, right? And because of that turnover, he's able to quickly rush over there. Wait, where did he go? That wasn't JP. This is JP.
Keith,
And
why?
he's running, he's running, he's running, he's running.
Oh!
And then he's able to still play with Eugene, but then he's able to go there. Now Eugene has to sprint to him and then uses his speed against him. That should have been a hit. Anyways, this is for Alumni. So Keith does a good job making sure to break. So you could see here, Keith first takes away that upline. So he goes, takes away the upline, and then immediately recovers for no break. That's good. So I promise that I'll be reculing myself a lot. So you could see me in bright red over there guarding Josh. Josh goes for the break side, and you could see me giving him a huge leash, calling for no break, trusting Keith. And I start to go this way. I keep my eyes on Josh, but just like JP did earlier, I stay in the play.
Yum! Oh, bless you. That's my girl. See, now that's my girl.
So over there,
Bless you.
you see me going up, staying in front of Josh, staying relevant into the play. And then I jumped the break side to ensure there was no break.
See, now
But
bless
I could have potentially been punished
that's my girl.
pretty badly over there. Like, I don't know why I'm trying to set this wedge when it's not even on the correct side.
See, now Bless is a good cutter. See, now Bless is
Who
a
else can I see? I see Kayla making sure that her player doesn't get it.
See, now Bless is a good cutter.
Um, Nikki over here realizing that Blissy's not much of a threat, so gives her a leash. And potentially could have got that. Probably pretty
That
smart.
was so
But
good.
good leash by Nikki.
Everyone off. Anthony. Yeah.
Wait, who? You. Who? Like, wait, who? You. No, I mean, wait, who?
Joshua.
Like, wait, who?
So over here, it looks like Alumni has it.
Anthony. Yeah.
Wait, who?
So is that Nikki?
Anthony.
No, that's
Well,
Ken.
Joshua.
So Ken goes deep,
Anthony.
and then So the issue with that is Ken goes deep, does a big U-turn, and comes in. And you
Go,
could
go,
see how
Joshua!
Lucas is able to stay
Good
with him
for
because of
Anthony.
that big U-turn.
Yeah.
Wait, who? Who? Like, wait, who? No, I mean, wait, who?
Joshua.
And Ken gets
You.
Like,
that,
wait,
but
who?
that
No,
big that high throw, that arcing
I
throw,
mean, wait, who?
and
Joshua.
then Jennifer and
You.
Arian try to get it, but
And
not able to.
no, let's do
We can't be throwing those.
JP. Lucas, what's up line? Girls, we're gonna be on 4 girls. So let's go. Blessy, you're on fire. Blessy, Michaela. We're gonna be on JP. Lucas,
So
what's up line? Girls, we're gonna be on
right
JP.
there,
Lucas, what's up line? Girls,
Anthony is on the wrong side.
we're gonna be on 4 girls. So let's go. Blessy, you're on fire. Blessy, Michaela. Miss. It's
Ken, this doesn't make any sense. Your person's on the open side, and the leading throw right here. You
Jacqueline
can't
Mary.
defend that.
Okay.
So
Oh
you need to
yeah.
take away
Is
them,
everything good?
especially when
Is
they're on the
everything
open side.
Were you feeling semifinals? Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Is everything good? You feel good?
So you could see that
Jacqueline Mary.
Arian, his strategy is to just reroute the
Okay. Oh
person.
yeah. Oh yeah. Is everything good? You feel good? Okay.
Over
Were
here,
you
this
feeling
probably should have been a hit.
semifinals?
And you see how he doesn't overly chase. He lets him go to the break side, and then he goes to look to help on this open side. He just does a little stunt, right? Like, hey, I'm here, but then comes back to stay close. Anthony does a good job putting pressure.
Who's on Ken? Up! What's like up?
good defense.
Ken!
So Julius over here, this big windup.
On Ken!
If you're actually trying to throw,
Up!
lets the person close.
What's like?
But then, if that was just a fake to open up the flick, it took you too long to get to the flick. So as a handler, we need to be faster on shifting the handler.
Good defense.
Jennifer tries to get
Let's
it,
go,
gets
buddy.
the other line,
Frog leg.
but the throw isn't able to go.
Emmanuel looks so tight. Yeah, these are like the best.
No.
She's just like everywhere.
Where's Emma supposed to be?
So one thing over here, you could see Arian look at his person, check up the field. He's scanning, lots of scanning. He looks up, scans, sees that someone is cutting in, and then comes in to try to help.
Defense, watch out!
So, like I always say, scanning is so important.
Up!
So here's a bit of an issue. Look at that chaos. Look at that forest.
Menudo. Come back, Justin.
Over here, you really see that Arian is rerouting the cut. Lucas wants to cut up like this, but Arian
Come back,
completely
Justin.
reroutes him to make it super shallow. And now they got a swing pass and they're closer to the flex side. And then he takes away the up line. This is not how I would prefer to do it. I would prefer to come in a little bit, scoop out, and then come in here rather than go out this way. Because this amount of separation gives a lot of freedom to the handler.
Continuation cuts, guys. Check it. Fill in.
And if anything,
Check it.
this should end up being a switch, especially here.
Continuation cuts, guys.
Arian should just pick up E, and then Ken should come set the mark.
Check it. Fill in.
both of them following the up line person doesn't work really as well.
Dude, I tried to run. Just I left for a bit. It just
Get broken. He's got nothing.
Okay, over there,
Get broken.
Jennifer going on that open side. Remember, going this way, it's harder to break. So most of the time, you'll see our handlers do a 7 cut out of that.
He's got nothing. Duan.
I don't know who Arian's looking at here.
He's got nothing.
Oh, Arian sees Jennifer and tries to hit her for that. But Nicole over here gets in the way.
Get broken. He's got nothing. Duan.
Not sure exactly what the move was there.
Nice try. Good job.
Where's
send something like Athena Deep.
Ano siya, volleyball and there's another one. Yeah, Joanne.
Oh, do it.
So over here is where Arian's poaching doesn't work as well. So his poaching works well on the defender, but if you watch him, he's over here, and he's not taking anything necessarily away.
Yeah, Joanne.
Oh, do it.
And so we see Vincent over there and gets wide open without Arian putting much pressure on. And then he plays the frisbee, gets a D. Unfortunate throw. Sophie starts pointing for help. Broken. Can't get broken. Like that is Arian over trying to stop that open side. And then Ken, you need to guard that upline more effectively. The upline is the most dangerous thing. So over here, Julius goes upline but doesn't 7 out of it. Doesn't clear out effectively. And then you see Jennifer over here. Like I said before, is able to really follow the frisbee. And Anthony over there does a good in cut. He would have been open for it. Over here, this is not a move that I like particularly much. What Anthony is going to do, he's going to kind of shift back and then just dart to the upline. But this works because right now Jennifer has a connection with Anthony and is ready to throw. So do you remember I was mentioning that in a video about how to cut 1, 2, etc., 3, all the way to 5. Let me just put in all 5 frisbees here. Number 1 is allowed to make these horizontal cuts as long as they have a connection with the thrower at the moment, right? It's almost like the end zone line. Is it the most efficient? Not exactly, but it works. This is more efficient, that continuation cut. So you see Sophia over here setting up in the stack, and then as soon as Anthony catches it, she takes a burst of speed, doing continuation cut. Anthony hits her, great cut, and then just overthrows.
Lucky.
So over there, Julius over commits to stopping the upline but the upline is getting shut down by Ken's mark. So if you're in this situation, don't be too reactive on this upline. Follow him and then sit back here so that you're ready for that 7. And then Anthony does a great heads up play and comes in trying to block the throw and gets so close. And then over here, you could see Arian doing a mistake, backpedaling. And he has to flip his hips twice. So if you look over here, Arian starts to backpedal, turns his hips to the right, and then turns his hips to the left. And there's just no chance at that point. He was close also, so if he was more efficient and instead of backpedaling, opened up and shuffled into a sprint without flipping twice, it would be much better. Alright, so over here, we're chasing down the pull. You could see Eugene coming in, you could see me coming in. Eugene notices that the frisbee's already thrown, takes the handler, who's the first option, and you can see me scoop to take away the break side, and then I quickly close out on him. You could see Keith over here. What is Keith doing? It looks like Keith is watching Gabriel, and then looks like comes to help a little bit before returning to Gabriel. So once again, I don't like this too much. It's kind of like what Arian did. There's no need to overhelp. This is overhelping. Especially since Gabriel's on the open side currently, right? So I wish you were closer and you were pushing Gabriel more in. Because this is a good amount of distance for them to gain. So you see that Keith immediately picks it up. And then me and Eugene are looking to see what to do. I'm stepping. I see Eugene is going. I don't know why I'm also going at this point. Luckily, Eugene stops. But I don't know exactly what we're hoping to accomplish here. In this role, I take more of a cutter role, so I definitely leave, open up that space, and go for an in cut. Unfortunately, I can't show you how the in cut was set up. And you see Nikki getting a lot of space there. But, so, although Nikki has space there, right, what's the throw that needs to be hit? It has to be this weird IO that's a really hard throw. It's not going to get hit. Right, the in cut is more likely to get into. So it looks like Eugene is poaching here, but it looks like he's more taking up the field. But it looks like he's a predator. He's like a lion ready to pounce. Which he basically is.
Attack it, guys! What the
Doing
fuck?
great throw for there.
Guys!
Nikki is open over here, but she's behind Eugene's head. Eugene's unable to see that.
What the fuck?
And this is not a normal throw that's gonna happen. That throw, that don't expect that from a Lucky.
Okay, call the line.
Damn, that's a beautiful throw.
Okay,
So
call
I
the
don't
line.
know the setup for this, but my guess is that Sophia ran in, which pushed Blissey that way, and then she cut back out,
Damn, that's a
which is how she
beautiful
got her separation.
throw.
And then Ryan,
Damn,
Ryan
that's a
has to
beautiful.
clear out here. Don't just stay here and like stare at her. Clear out. You need to get out. Although it is potential, you could have potentially hit Ryan there, but low value.
Look at Bless. No break, Bless. No break.
One issue that Sophia has right here
Damn, that's a beautiful
is,
throw.
let's look at that grip. The same grip that E often has. He's in that backhand grip, and she's signaling while using that backhand grip. But she's not even ready to throw a flick right now, if it was there.
Look at Bless. No break, Bless. No break.
Ryan uses his athleticism and read to pull that down, and then turns it over.
Watch it, you stay.
No one wants to go to Cuba. He's gonna body everyone.
So
No one wants to play with that.
you could see me pick up, throw it to Eugene. It looks like I'm tempted to go up, but I decide not
No one
to.
wants to go to Cuba.
So why do I decide not to? I decide not to probably because, not because of E right here, but because Josh is over here. If Josh was closer, I'd probably try to go past E. But it there's two people in the lane. Feels like there's a lot of bodies. I
No one
probably
wants to go
stop.
to Cuba. He's gonna body everyone. No one wants to go to
Keith sets up on this break
Cuba. He's
side,
gonna
cuts.
body everyone.
I feel like if he cut harder, he might be able to get it. Also, Matthew.
He's gonna body
That's
everyone.
not a good cut over there.
Imagine.
Bro, I was gonna bump it up fucking Justin.
And then
Imagine.
Bro, I was gonna.
because I see that Pat is over there and I don't want to run into them, I go for a shallow bailout.
Like I turn around, I'm like, oh, he's right in my face. Oh my god.
And then this is a better cut by Keith.
Like I turn around, I'm like,
I catch it, I look, I can see him.
fucking
But right now,
Justin.
Matthew, you're clogging.
Like I turn around, I'm like,
Right now, you're in the way. This is, you're not gonna get open like that.
no. Imagine.
And then Jennifer,
No.
this
Imagine.
cut was pretty good, but it looks like you get shut down by Thea. And I don't know what that throw is.
Patrick.
And then Eugene was telling me how frustrated he was about that misread.
Blessy, who hasn't played for girls? Okay, so go Blessy, Angela. Okay, so go Blessy, Angela.
So I just realized, Josh, who are you on right now? What are you trying to take? You're not looking at anyone. And E's not on anyone either. Both of you are back here. Looks like E might be helping the stunt so Pat could catch up. But like, you kind of left these two alone.
And let's go, Lucas, Josh, Angela.
But there's that little dish off.
So go Blessy, Angela.
Nikki's coming up. Eugene sets up, goes for a bit of an upline,
And let's go,
and then does an in cut out of it. Nicole is over there.
and let's go,
Looks like she also attempt. Oh wait, no. Where did she come from? It's not Nicole. This one's Nicole.
and let's go,
Nicole's just setting up.
and let's go, Lucas.
You could see me over here poached. So no one's on me right now, so I'm calling for it.
Go.
Although I'm calling for it, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm begging for it. I'm like, hey, I'm poached. If you want, I'm here. And then I get closed out on. And then I know Eugene has this throw to a pocket. So I try to go for this cut.
Up!
And then Nicole does a continuation cut, goes up. But because Nikki is over there, Nicole gets sandwiched between two defenders coming in. A window closes and she's unable to track it down. 6 years removed.
No double hesitations, okay?
Hand-eye coordination's not exactly there. It's okay.
No, eat.
So Eugene is doing flamingo right now. He's saying no huck. What do I see over here? So I see Keith. I don't know who you're defending right now. Jennifer, you're behind Thea, but Keith would have helped you. So same thing that happened to Pat and Ryan. So instead of me defending, it was Ryan. But JP was able to have it come into Pat here. But right now, Josh is coming out this way. Mistro.
Josh, flat.
Okay, so this is one thing as a handler I do a lot. So as soon as the frisbee hits the floor, I look at the frisbee and look, I'm already staring downfield. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. I'm right over the frisbee and I haven't looked away from looking downfield. I'm seeing what options do I have. And so as soon as I see Jennifer makes that cut, I go to throw to her. But unfortunately I overthrew for her. And as a handler, it's my responsibility to tailor my throw to the cutter. Because my throw is adjustable, but the cutter's speed is not adjustable. So I can't ask for a cutter to run faster than they can at the moment. I could ask them to get faster for the future. I expect that of my teammates. But as of right now, I can make my throw more accurate, but they can't magically get faster. So that's my responsibility as a handler to hit them properly.
JP was his name again? The one with Emma. Someone is playing defense.
Okay, so over here, it looks like they're playing flat, and then Eugene is respecting Josh Moore.
He's like Patrick.
He has Patrick in his hand. Look at Patrick.
So missed. He's like Patrick.
And then we have Keith, doesn't respect Anthony going in. He's like, go ahead, take it, whatever.
He has Patrick.
And then I have no idea what I'm doing here. Like, I can't
So missed. He's like Patrick.
see who I'm on. And then I spend a little bit too long.
So missed.
Spend a little bit too long just watching what's happening. I see the frisbee, I see it get thrown to Anthony, and then I start moving, cutting off the next throw. And then, so
So missed. He's like Patrick.
I'm looking, I see, I go to take away the open lane, and then I see that the frisbee goes to E, and I immediately start moving. I kind of run like Vincent, don't I? And I get bet. How's my running form? I think my arm pump is a little bit too thin. I didn't drop my body enough. I'm hitting the balls on my feet well. First contact is okay. And you could see me look over my shoulder to find the frisbee. It's okay. Could be a little thinner. And then I go to the open side. But I shouldn't have done that. I should have checked right in front of me. And I should have seen, oh, no one is over here. So why am I scooping to take that away? I should go and set up the no break right away. Like, what am I scooping? That makes no sense.
Everybody off. Goose, Jacqueline. Yeah, Jacqueline. Oh, that.
And then same thing by Sophia. Right here, she throws behind.
Jacqueline. Oh, that.
Luckily, Blissey gets the assist. So once again, we're going no huck. You could really see that the markers started to respect uh, the players' deep throws and didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, Michael, Michael. Nice, Michael. Yeah, Michael, Michael.
Good job, Josh, going accelerating through Eugene. And then you could see over here. So what happened over here, to give a bit of context, Matthew is on the break side and I'm over here a little bit off screen on the open side. And we're doing a break side, open side bracket. Usually it's a deep, shallow bracket. I like the deep, shallow bracket more, but Matthew asked for a break side, open side bracket. And Pat goes deep, so I go with him. So if you imagine it like this, let's have this is Matthew, this is me, and then we're gonna have Husky Purple, this was Pat, and then this was Michael. So Pat went deep, which brought me with him. And now the open side becomes completely open. So Matthew, no, no, Michael cuts in, and it takes a little bit for Matthew to recover. But during that time where he recovered, Matthew felt like he was completely coached. Oh, and he even shut down. You could see Thea coming into the area, and Matthew helped shut that down. But then Michael thought he was by himself, but Matthew came in. And then, not much you could do there. Good job putting pressure. You could see how, as the frisbee goes up, Matthew reads it, gets low. Vincent, take note, swings his arms, gets up there, and sits on Michael. So not only did he use his height, but he also used his athletic limit.
And because eyeglasses are gonna go up. No, go.
So Ken, I don't know what you're doing here.
No, go.
He got so open. Although he's a handler, so it makes sense that he comes into that area. He didn't get much yardage. That's fine. But then no break.
Does it work out? Probably. It looks
You could see
probably.
Ryan. Ryan is forcing Pat in. So he's really sitting on Pat's deep cut, not letting him go deep. He's like, go ahead, go in.
Imagine it should go up in one. It looks
You could see Kayla staying with Joanne,
one TikTok.
just making sure Joanne doesn't get it.
Go up in one TikTok. It looks Imagine it should go up in one TikTok boys in the future.
But then Arian had to
Imagine it should go
stop
up
this
in
break
one
throw,
TikTok boys in the
just
future.
to make sure he's not getting broken. It's been a couple times he's been broken already.
Michaela, Jacqueline, and we'll say Blessy.
Yes, sir. Oh. Kasi, Joan, pasalamin nga. Oh, I can't see.
Right, so unfortunately the camera doesn't get us too well here, but you're going to see that I pick up, I throw it to Eugene. Eugene immediately dishes it back to me, goes up the line, and sevens out. I throw it to him. I try to go up the line, but Matthew brought his defender in the way, so Pat does a good job tagging me. So as Pat takes me, Eugene should actually notice, oh, there's a poach. He should hit Matthew, and then I could continue off of that. Or he'll continue off of that. Or he'll find someone else to cut off of that. And then I try to 7 out,
Oh my
but
god, the world. I want to see what.
you could see that I kind of chop and then round it off too much. It's not super sharp. Yeah, like look how round that
Oh
is.
my god, the world is so different. I don't know why. Without the glass. Oh
Pat's fine with that. Let's see what the cutters are doing.
my god, the
So
world is so different. I want to see what.
Nicole,
Oh my god, the world is so different.
it kind of looked like you were playing defense for a second. Nicole, get your head up and look around the field so you
Oh
can
my
time
god,
it
the
off
world
like
is so
this.
different. I don't know why. Without the.
And then you can see Keith over here shuffling,
Oh my god, the
and
world is so
then goes for an
different. I don't know
in-cut.
why. Without the.
Josh
Oh
takes
my
that
god, the
nicely
world is so
though.
different. I don't know.
And then you can see Jennifer. Jennifer has her eyes up, watching the field.
Oh my god, the world is so different. I don't know why.
And it looked like she was gonna get ready to continue cut if I caught it.
Without the glass. They look weird. No, why? Without the glass.
So Jennifer, because her head's up,
Oh my god,
she
the world is
sees
so
that
different. I don't know why. Without the.
the frisbee is thrown. It's going to Matthew, and as soon as Matthew catches it, he's about to catch it, and Jennifer's ready, loaded up, catches it. Jennifer's taking off, and Matthew's tries to hit her, but it's still a little high.
Because it looks weird.
Funny? Jacqueline? Is it funny? Oh! Is it funny?
Luckily for us, it was out there.
Funny? Jacqueline? Huh? No? The airplane! Huh? No?
So, me and Keith make the first active cuts. Let's quickly look at me. So you see that I'm going to the back, I'm watching, and right now E doesn't know, am I going to go open side, am I going to go break side? And E is basically saying, Irish, go in. I don't want you to beat me. So I'm like, okay, take the in. I'll take what you're giving me. I drop, explode out. E does a great job exploding at the same time as me. So an issue that I created for myself here is I telegraphed, so I dropped, and now E is able to move almost at the same time as me. I'm still open, I should have been hit here. Meanwhile, Keith does a bit of a commitment cut here, and then he tries to go deep, or I don't know what the setup for that was. If you're gonna set something up and not follow through, there wasn't much point of a setup there. And then I just clear out by going deep. So, why did I choose to clear out going deep here? So I chose to clear out going deep to make a threat, but also if I cleared out this way, which is what I prefer most of you to do. I rather have you clear out towards the middle. I'll be getting slightly in the way of this upline or any fills over here. I need to work on my ability to decelerate and cut out of it. Right now, I've been really weak at that. So because I cleared out deep, Kayla was able to do this fill cut. So she's able to fill, catch it, and then throw it upline for Matthew.
my god, Mike, you're so tall.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about something
Oh my god,
soon.
Mike, you're so tall.
Um, quickly looking at Jennifer here.
Oh my god, Mike, you're so tall.
Kind of. This is okay, but Kayla, you're going on the open side over here. You should have just cleared out by going this way. Because right now you got in
Oh my
Jennifer's
god,
way
Mike,
over
you're
here.
so tall.
And you could see me looking, and I know that Eugene is going for a deep cut over here. So you're gonna see me point
Oh my god, Mike, you're so tall.
to the deep. But
Oh.
you hear the sideline saying that's a really good hammer. That's a super hammer.
Oh my god, Mike, you're so tall.
But I already talked about that. Why is this not a good hammer? It's not just because he overthrew, but this is not a good hammer because Matthew is over here and Eugene is cutting this way. What? How does a hammer travel? A hammer travels like this. Is that falling into the cut or away from the cut? So in this example, if Eugene's cutting this way, this should have been a flick, right? So this was a poor choice,
Oh my god, Mike,
but
you're so
he
tall.
wasn't able to throw flick. Why? Because of
Oh my god,
Kayla's
Mike, you're
cut
so
over
tall.
there being on the open side. So it just wasn't a good option.
Super hammer. Oh, sorry, sorry. Super sign. Girl, I have those muscles. I'm going to the Philippines so I can. No, she's gonna be the opposite since you know
Okay,
the
so
Philippines so I can.
over there it looked like Matthew switched with someone.
Girl, I have those
Matthew's
muscles.
guarding
I'm going to
Pat,
the Philippines
really taking away
so I
the
can.
in. He switches with someone. Matthew takes these in
No,
cuts,
she's gonna be the opposite. I'm
but he
going to
doesn't
the
sprint
Philippines so I
hard enough. He has to sprint hard into this lane and really dive that.
No, she's gonna be the opposite since you know a lot of so yummy food. This is so done.
Because now that switch gets punished.
Okay, call the line, go.
And also, I'm not too sure why Matthew is the one shading, bracketing the in cut. Why is Keith not the one taking the in cut and Matthew taking the
You
deep
say
cut?
that I'm good enough. Let's have their national anthem.
Okay, so over here, you
Give me.
could see that me
You
and
say that
Arian
I'm
are
good
fielding the
enough.
pull, and you could see that I shoulder checked,
Let's have their national anthem.
and you could see that I moved in. I didn't actually have to move in. I shoulder checked before throwing, so this is a huge thing right here. I catch the frisbee. I catch first. I have it in my hands. I shoulder check. Is there anyone here? No. Okay. Dish it back off, and then break throw, and then Josh does a good job making sure that I don't break throw.
Vincent, you're on next, okay? And
Who has the
girls,
frisbee right now? It
Athena,
looks like Nikki.
Angela,
Nikki has the
and
frisbee.
girls, Athena. Vincent, you're on next, okay?
Cole
And
goes
girls,
to help,
Athena, Angela,
but Nicole's not able to pull it in. That's just what happens when you're removed for a while.
Mick, let's go. Gala, you go. Mick,
So over here, you could see that Arian is going to guard deep. I don't know if someone's there. And now I'm here, left on a 2v1. So it's just me. It's me versus Lucas and Josh. And if if I rush in, if I rush in and try to take away Lucas, or if I rush in and try to take away Josh, they'll be able to blow by me. And now it's a 2v1 and they have momentum. So right now I'm just trying to contain. I'm trying to make a field where they could bring it up to here, but as soon as they get up to here, I'll be able to go with them without, if I closed in on them, they could punish me by going this way. So by me coming here, say on a shelf. When he comes in, I could open up with him.
Mick, let's go! Go, Mick! Langhapin mo! Mick, let's go! Go, Langhapin mo!
Wait a minute. Arian's not guarding
Let's
anyone.
go! Gala, you go, girl!
There's no one there. Arian, you had to come in and help me.
Mick,
And I
let's go!
decided to
Go, Mick!
guard.
Langhapin mo!
Um,
For the
it looks like I decided to guard Josh, probably because I felt like Josh was a higher threat. So I didn't mind if Lucas ended up with the frisbee. And over here, I played shutdown defense on Josh, making sure that he doesn't get it. Because because if I'm guarding Josh and Lucas has the frisbee, I'd rather Lucas have it than Josh have it.
Yeah!
But then Arian, who are you? Who did you? Who are you pointing at to switch? I don't know who you're pointing at. There's no one there to help switch.
Yeah! Para sa pandesal!
Okay, then now this switch makes sense. Now
Yeah!
frisbee goes up. I'm Josh catches me looking at the frisbee. From here, looking at me. I see the frisbee. Frisbee's up. I should have started running. I don't know why. This is a big issue with a lot of players, including what I did right here. I see the frisbee's up and I start jogging. I should see the frisbee's up and start sprinting this way. Because chances are Josh is sprinting also. Which
Yeah!
he is. And now I point because I see that Arian could pick him up. And as soon as I know that he picks him up, I stop and immediately go to set that mark.
Very hot na pandesal! Very hot na pandesal!
And then if Arian communicated no break here, so over here, Arian should be playing shutdown because it's going from Anthony to Josh, and we don't want that. Anthony to Justin, that's fine, but Anthony to Josh, that's a big loss. And I'll break again. So you see me follow Anthony. He runs this way. I don't mind.
Oh! Oh! He's doing taekwondo! Oh! Oh! Oh!
And then Ken
He's doing
switches with
taekwondo!
me. I should have, as soon as I saw Ken switch here.
Oh! He's
Actually, no, it makes sense.
doing taekwondo!
Ken switches here, and then I don't sprint to Lucas because it's a breakthrow. So I just kind of chill going down. Because if I sprint at Lucas, and he sprints against my momentum, especially since the force is going this way, it makes sense for me to sit back there.
Do not rush!
Okay, and you could see handlers, make sure you're doing this. I check the stack, nothing's there. I check up the field, nothing's there. I'm looking, I see Arian here. I'm kind of looking, I take a glance. Where's the frisbee? And then I look back at Arian,
Rush!
and I'm here, and I'm staring at him. I make this connection. I'm like, Arian, are you ready? Are you gonna do something? But you could see me miss the frisbee real quick. I grab a handful of grass for finding it. And then Arian makes his move.
Para sa
Not the most effective move, but it worked. And then over here, this is not an effective move where I cut. Oh my gosh. What's happening? Let's make it smaller. That's fine. This is not an effective cut where I'm cutting this way. But what the hope was that he throws it to me goes upline and I hit him for the upline. And now he has power position. Because right now, Arian catches it, is not in a power position, is staring right at me, and I could put him in a power position.
Dip in Milo.
But then instead, it's fine. I realize I'm not going to get looked at. Point to the next continuation cut.
Milo.
This was a good continuation cut by Ken. And then good continuation cut by Ryan. And also Sophie is also doing the same continuation cut.
Dip in Milo.
But because of Ryan's speed, he's able to become a bigger target, create a bigger window, is more visible, gets thrown to, but not a good throw by Ken.
Go back, move back. Guys, you're infield.
And that's why I talk about speed. Um, although both Sophie and Ryan did the exact same cut at the exact same time, because Ryan got in front of Sophie, whether he knows it or not, he took the attention away from Sophie. So now the attention is on him. And if you have the handler's attention, why would he break that attention? Both Sophie and Ryan would have done a good cut, but it goes to the person who is a bigger window.
Hey, that's not me. What happened?
Miss thrown.
Hey,
And that's why we allow these, right? We make the field smaller and low percentage. Not low percentage, but chance bonus.
What happened?
And I love how Sophie, as soon as there's a turnover, immediately goes. And now Blissey is left in the dust. And this probably should have been thrown to Sophie. This probably should have been thrown to Sophie. So you could see me waiting for Arian to pick up. I'm making a connection with him. And as soon as he picks up, I immediately sprint going this way. And then I notice that Sophie's going. And so I don't want to bring Sophie there, my defender there. So then I turn, cut to the break side. And this was an option. So now he has both Sophie as an option and me as an option. But because Lucas is forcing flick, not allowing the break, Sophie becomes a harder throw to make. So Arian decides to throw it towards me, but it's behind me. I'm running this way. You see me slow down and have to stop, which allows Josh the opportunity to get the ball.
What happened? I can see. Oh my god! What happened?
So remember, that's a bad mistake. We want to throw
Miss, I'm gonna get a
in
layout
front of
deal.
them.
Will I still get $5? Even during this
Okay, so this is a better one by Ken.
Is that how you got $5? So much $5?
Yeah, a lot of people get $5.
And
Okay, it's over.
Is that how you got $5? So much $5?
this throw by Josh was just really good. You could see that
Okay, it's over.
Is that how you got $5?
he shimmies, sends me flying this way, and then hits the pocket.
Yeah, a lot of people get $5.
And Ryan over here
Is that how you got $5?
is Anthony's going this way, and Ryan just kind of sits because he doesn't need to
A
follow.
lot of people get $5.
I owe $25 right now.
Don't you?
This your money.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
then-
people get $5.
I owe $25.
Sophie sees. Oh my gosh, look at this. Over here, look at Sophie. Sophia
A lot of
notices
people get $5.
I owe $25.
that Justin is there, and he points. She points. She's like, who's on this guy?
Don't you owe Irish like?
Oh, and Nicole's also pointing. What's she pointing
Don't you
at?
owe Irish like?
I don't know.
He graduated. He makes money. Miss. He makes money. It's fine.
I don't know what they're currently doing.
He graduated. He makes money. Miss.
Coaching shirt.
He makes money. It's fine.
Yeah. He's well good enough.
He makes money. Miss.
Coaching shirt.
He makes money. It's fine.
Yeah. He's well good enough.
Don't let that Ken. Oh wait, wrong team.
Can you have to stop those uplines?
Don't let that Ken. Oh wait, wrong team. Don't let that happen, Ken.
So, don't do this. Not yet, maybe. this is something you could start to pick up. But you're going to see that
Yeah.
when I'm marking,
He's well
you're going to
good enough.
see that I'm not looking at Josh. I'm actually looking up the field. Look at my head. I'm looking upfield. I'm looking at any threats. And as soon as I see a threat, I could jump it. But other than that, I'm only reacting to Josh trying to break me. Okay, it feels.
Are you guys gonna watch the Barbie movie? No, ew.
I know 50-50.
Are you guys gonna watch the Barbie movie? No,
Again, you
ew.
got broken. This is too flat.
Are you guys gonna watch the Barbie movie? No, ew.
I'm doing shutdown defense on Josh.
You're close, you're close, you're close, you're close.
Like, Ryan shouldn't expect this throw to come there, right? So Ryan's in a correct position. But because Kenny got broken, and he had the chance to get it.
You're close.
I only like the OG Barbie. The one I see on YouTube. It was the OG
And then I don't know why Ryan picked up. He's not a handler.
Oh! Oh wow. That was good. But that went down in the open space.
The live action.
I don't like that. I don't like them. I like the ones that I see in the illegal
Miss,
websites.
are we allowed to play a little after?
Yes, yeah. I'll like. There's 15 minutes left. I have to go because I have kids.
But this is our cones, right?
These are your calls. You guys can play.
Okay, Sophie standing on the left side.
Because you know what?
You can see I'm on Anthony at the moment. And Anthony's going this way, but I just stay on the open side because I expect my team not to get broken.
Because you know what? Then the.
Oh! Oh!
No, miss, because I got my, it was my confirmation. I want these.
We have 8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Are we last?
8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
So, I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time, but you could see Pat going up here, taking away the initial throw, and then when his teammate comes, he goes to set the mark, right? And because of that, we lost a lot of yardage. We got the center throw, but
They haven't played together.
okay, and then if we watch Eugene over here, Eugene is setting up, E is backing him. So as soon as the frisbee gets to Keith, Eugene immediately. Oh, he even throws a move on. So he doesn't just run, he throws a move on E, gets E moving this way, while Eugene sets up to explode that way.
Well, you've been practicing.
Gets a separation, gets the throw,
Played for like 2 months.
throws it out, really leads Matthew, and then Matthew overthrows Jennifer. But it's a good continuation, Jennifer. And Kayla's there to continue off of Jennifer. She's not the option. Right now, Jennifer's the option, but Kayla's there to, if she's not in, is the next continuation. And you can see Anthony's also. Eugene's playing flat. Keith's not in my favorite position. I would want to see Keith a little bit more over here. And then it looks like Matthew is backing him. Got an opportunity thanks to his throw. So over here, Eugene was telling me that he thought Kayla was gonna continue all the way into the end zone. But like looking at the video, the only way that makes sense by the time you release it, she's already at the sideline. The only way that makes sense is if she does one of these, which isn't a great cut and not something you should expect from most players.
Yeah, I can.
So over here, you see Matthew play the cut more than the throwing and gets that healthy.
I got that, Michaela. I got that.
Oh, Anthony's going in the handler position. Throws it up. Yeah, that's Eugene's athleticism. What can he say?
Oh wow.
Keith is just there to give people highlights. So you see me and Eugene running down the pull. Eugene goes to take JP. I go to take Josh. Josh goes up the line. I try to stay close as possible. And Arian, once again, isn't closing out on his person. It gives him the easy hug.
Miss, the link, the form that you posted, the link is something.
So
Miss, I don't
Arian
understand the
runs it up.
question. I voted.
Technically, you're supposed to tap it in, right? Tap,
I
throw.
only understood one thing.
So over here, they play to take away the first. They play to take away that upline, and because of that, I'm left wide open. But now the open side becomes the break side is the open side now because look how congested it is over here. But it's so open over here. So I look, I beg someone to go over here. Eugene's free. So I start pointing, hey, hey, someone go over there. Eugene does an in cut, and I hit him early.
I only understood one
Here's the
thing.
important thing. As soon as I realize Eugene is going to cut, I point. I'm in a home position. I see Eugene drops in, and I'm already in my throwing motion by the time. So I'm not in my throwing motion. He's on step one, and I'm in my throwing motion. Step two, and I've already released it. Step three, frisbee's in the air. So as a handler, I have to throw it early because look, I threw it relatively early. He's only taken 2 steps before it's left my hand, and he's got a lot of distance. He went from off screen over here to catching it over here. So we have to throw those in cuts early.
And most improved is most improved.
And then the the flight path is going wrong. The frisbee's going that way. Aaron's going this way. It's not going into him. Should have been an IO.
But vote, because I look at your votes are what determine the winner.
In an area, and you should have put him on the sideline.
Which one was the last question?
I was gonna put Bustin. I think I put like something else.
Okay.
I was gonna put
Okay, I'm
Justin,
playing
but I
shutdown
think
on
I
E,
put you.
but
No.
broken. Because what am I the most concerned about? I'm more concerned about E catching it here and here because I expect that the mark makes this area hard to throw to. But I understand that this area isn't that hard to throw to, and this area is the open side.
Justin, but I think
So I shut down
I put
that, I shut down that,
No. I put
and then I'm more ready for the Berkeley.
Cal for most.
But the 7 gets the frisbee.
6 minutes left.
You see me over here.
6 minutes left.
So I'm watching the throw. I don't completely mind this, but I'm watching and my feet are ready to explode and jump on any throws. So JP pump fakes. Eugene goes this way. JP's eyes lock to E's, and I explode towards E. JP looks it off, and now I just play shutdown defense. Because we should be on a high stall count by now. Stall 1, stall 2, stall 3, stall 4, stall 5, stall 6. Stall 6, I have to play shutdown defense on handlers, right? It's okay for me to start poaching. So let's say I'm a handler defender, and I want to poach the lane. I'm going to do that from stall 1 to stall 5 ish. And then I'm going to play shutdown, especially if they're a good handler, from stall 6 to stall 10. Because I don't want the stall count to reset.
Yeah!
And then Anthony does a good job.
Yeah!
So he kind of scoops and then sets the force. But then Jennifer finds herself behind the play. So Jennifer ends up, if you go back just a little bit, Jennifer has too much distance on that in cut to Blissey. Jennifer should be more closer to here. So it really allows Blissey to have that really good continuation cut. But luckily, it wasn't caught.
That's okay.
You're gonna go back jump soon.
Don't get distracted by the pundits. Don't get distracted.
So over here, Arian tries to do a shoulder cut by driving at Michael and then going in.
Get distracted by the pundits.
I'm not exactly sure why I didn't hit Arian for this break side offline.
It's okay. No one knows he's
I don't know why I looked it off. I should have. You didn't build me up there.
Well, he doesn't like what?
And then it looks to me like
What if na parang hindi naman?
Arian throws it. Hard to tell the context, but it looks to me as if Nikki was going deep, but then she reads that the frisbee is short and goes in
Well, he doesn't like what?
and is unable to pull it in.
Who looks Filipino? The girl. The girl is like Filipino. No, he doesn't.
But I think it was a misthrow. Okay, so I remember the context over here. So over here, I forget who that person who's running is, but Anthony, um, let's say this is the stack, right? Anthony set himself up here, and I set myself up here. So whoever went deep, Anthony would take, and I would take anyone who went in. So we set up a bracket. But the throw was just too good. And a good run by. It looks like E to me.
Did I call people? I called girls.
Make sure they did.
Okay, so here's just one thing I'm gonna say about this pull right here. As the person fielding the pull, I don't like it when my head is turned away from the field. So he's completely looking at the frisbee and has no idea what's happening over here, right? So I like coming out behind the frisbee so that I could at least see what's happening in front. Okay, Ken is open, so it would make sense to throw him there. But maybe they don't know that. Right, so um Frisbee's there, everyone's coming in. Matthew jumps too early and catches it standing up. And Josh is jumping at basically his full vert. Oh, it's so painful. But one thing that I wanted to talk about here is one offense, two offense, three offense, four offense. They're all trying to go up for the frisbee, but there's one person here that is looking for the continuation cut, and that is Kayla right here. Kayla realizes, oh, I'm just gonna leave this to my teammates, and goes to cut for the continuation. So she sheds her defender because her defender also looks to get a pair of the frisbee, and now she's by herself over here. But Kayla, you're running this way into traffic where other people are running, and it's not even the open side. If you cut like this, so you cut here and then like this to the open side, you might have been hit. But then you also see over here, Ryan is free. And then Nikki does a nice continuation cut. So Ryan is free. Nikki sees that Ryan gets a frisbee, attacks the open side. Ryan throws. It's a little bit too high.
Let me just grab that. Mine. That's mine.
Nobody's spawning. I think you switched, but that took too long to switch. And nicely placed, nice run.
Miss, we have like fan frisbee. Because her frisbee's missing.
Okay, tell her to come see me. As possible. Uh-oh.
Stall, stall, nice stall, please.
Austin!
Oh my god. Oh!
So let's look at that setup there. So
Uh-oh.
it looked like Matthew always intended to go deep. So he's just nonchalant about it. His body language is as if, hey, I'm not going to do anything. And drops his weight and starts sprinting. And Justin, your first priority should be to take that out.
Oh my god. Oh!
But it looked like a good throw.
Oh my god. Oh!
Stall, nice stall, please.
Austin!
Unfortunately, I can't see what happened over there because of Elsa. That just happens. I think just couldn't pull it in.
Maybe because they're not.
It's fine. Happens. And then because Eugene's calling delays,
They're not old.
it forces the to quickly pick it up.
Young adults. I was wondering, like, why? Does that make it sound better? Young adults?
Yeah, that makes it sound better. But yeah, it makes them sound like more children.
Yeah.
And so over here, I'm not looking to poach because I'm not too sure who this handler is. I think it's E. Looks like E to me. I'd rather have Thea throw than E throw. So I'm going to play shutdown
But I
defense on
said
E
adult,
here.
so technically.
Gabriel, hey Gabriel!
And then Gabriel's so open.
Technically.
Keith, or whoever is guarding him.
Gabriel!
What
But I
is
said
going
adult,
on?
so
Why are we letting these in
technically-
cuts happen?
Gabriel, hey Gabriel!
But also Thea, you should have hit him
But I
earlier.
said adult, so technically.
Look, he's already wide open and you're not even ready to throw. So by the time he gets on screen, which who knows how many steps he already took, one step, two step, three steps. He's 3 steps in screen and then 4 steps. Now you throw it compared to what I was talking about earlier. But this one on You could see Eugene taking away his person, not overly chasing, but then leads to, and then he hard jumps the no break.
Why are you always slipping?
So over there, you hear me yell no break.
Why are you always
I don't. So this footwork right here by me, this is bad footwork. So I don't know why I'm looking at JP. This doesn't make sense right now. I shouldn't be looking at him. But I look at E, and my footwork there just isn't clean. It's hard to explain here, but
slipping?
footwork there isn't clean. And so I scoop off to take away any continuation cut. Does it make sense that I did that? So I looked. Okay, so here you could see. Let's go back a little bit.
Why are you always slipping?
I know the throw went up. I tried to block it, but I realized I'm not gonna block it. So then I immediately look. Catches it. I look. Is there any threats? And I'm sure I saw a threat. It could be Blissey. It could be Gabriel. It could be something. And I come off and hard take away that throw. Because if there was a throw, I could hard take away that backhand. And then I just recover. And then again, who is guarding Justin? We're letting these in cuts go for free. And then you could see my marking style, which is trying to know what he's gonna throw to. I'm constantly scanning, constantly scanning. And probably because of that scanning, I was able to. Let me see, how many stalls am I on? Stall 1, stall 2, stall 3, stall 4, stall 5, stall 6, stall 7, stall 8, stall 9, stall 10. So probably it was just on the end of stall 10. And because of that, on stall 10, stall 9, stall 10, react to the first throw. And because the first thing that I saw was him load up with his flick, I immediately went for it, which probably made the flick go further than he wanted it to. So I'm constantly scanning, trying to see what's happening, and in stall 9, stall 10, I jump at that first throw he makes because he has no time.
Hindi ko masigaw na abandesan.
Agad na back na first.
So Jennifer has the frisbee, breaks Thea for Matthew,
I know.
throw,
When trying to cut to the
and then you could
I
see
know.
me do a commitment cut. So what's a commitment cut? I hard cut this way before turning back here. So you see me,
I know.
and look, E is taking away my inside. He's forcing me deep. So I go, get his momentum going that way, stop, and now he's behind me, right? And I've set enough distance to be hit. So I'm on probably around here I turn. I'm probably step 1. This is probably step 2, step 3, step 4. So Matthew hits me on my step 4, knowing how many, more or less, knowing how many steps I already took. So handlers has to hit our in cuts like this. Hit me, and then I go for. This is a hard throw to catch. I get it. I'm a little bit salty. I gotta admit. I catch it. Jen is doing an up line. He goes to take away the break throw, although I probably could have broke him here. But I opted for a IO flick. And Thea doesn't touch it here. But if you see, Jen actually has to slow down a little bit. So I didn't perfectly put it in front of her. Uh, I take accountability for that. I should have told E, your mark does nothing to me, and I should have broken him. That's my fault. And then if I broke him with the backhand, it would have been easier for Jen to catch. Jen has good positioning. JP throws the open, not her fault, and then really stops. Watch Jen really stops that break. So. And then Eugene's over here and is able to react. He's in cut, stays on his shoulder, runs, puts his hand in the way, puts his body on the line, wraps around, gets a clean D. Amazing. And then gives it again. And then this is not a throw that is advised. Especially with all this traffic. And Nikki, that's not a good cut either. You end up on that open side and you're just sitting there, you're not doing our team any favors.
So just tell everyone to pick the best.
Okay. Um, it looks like Keith is going with Justin. Who's in charge of Gabriel right now? Whose fault is that? Eugene's? Keith's? I don't know. No, Eugene is on JP. Who's who's on Anthony right now? It's Matthew. Matthew, why are you zoning up the deep? Who's threatening deep right now? You're not doing anything. And then broken. Luckily, Jen was able to block that. Okay, so over here, once again, you could see that I'm poached. So I stick up my arms. Hey, you can throw to me, but Eugene goes. And I'm not just going to sit here. I'm not just going to sit here and ask for it again. Because they're going to start closing on me. I sprint at them, and then I come back for an in cut. Or it's kind of like a 7 cut right there. Looks like I try to 7, and it looks like I hesitate. I think I do a hezzy cut. I don't know if I hesitate or I do a hezzy cut. There's a distinction. I don't know if it was intentional. I'm not gonna give myself credit. And then I see Matthew there, but I don't want to put it to Matthew while Wesley's in the area. And then I get to find the Jennifer. I remember seeing this big window, and I remember thinking I could break, I could throw that, and I just hit Jennifer. I get a good throw. So that was the alumni breakdown, focusing on our grad players. It was a little bit harder to see what was happening than I thought I would be. And there was a lot of moments that I remember that I wanted to talk about, but unfortunately wasn't here. But there's a lot of improvement that our grad team could do, and it's mostly on that defensive side. Especially looking back at it now, so many in cuts and so many poaches that we allowed, right? Like poaching has to have a proper effect on it, and so Matthew and Arian especially let and Keith let a lot of things go. So next time, hopefully, we polish that up. I don't know if you three will watch this, but if you do, tighten up a little, and let's win the next one.